Hi everybody, it's Scott and Cooper again with the next episode of the Donuts of Tarrant County, Texas, where we search the donut shops of one of the most donut saturated areas I've ever been to for the perfect donut. Uh, Cooper and I went this morning to a place called Donut Choice, which is off of Walnut Creek Road in Mansfield, Texas. It's a place we've driven by many times, but we've never actually been inside to try the donuts. And it's really sort of a nondescript place. It's in a little strip mall along some railroad tracks, and we usually pass by in the evenings on our way to go to a local park, so it's usually closed. So this is the first time that we've ever actually been inside the doors. It had a drive-through, which is a little bit unusual for a mom and pop donut shop, and quite a long line when we got inside. So we knew that the donuts must be pretty good. And here we have a nice selection of different kinds of donuts we're going to give a try today. We have a strawberry flavored star-shaped donut, a blue glazed donut, a green glazed donut with sprinkles, and a chocolate fritter, and a plain glazed donut with chocolate. So they didn't have a huge selection. What they did have, though, seemed very fresh. They were reloading the cabinets with fresh donuts as we stood there. And beyond these particular donuts, we sampled some mini cinnamon rolls that they had, which were absolutely delicious. They were a little bit smaller than a donut, about that big around, and a couple bites basically, but they were really, really good. And if these donuts are anything like those mini cinnamon rolls, we should be in for a treat here. So what do you want to start with, Coop?
I want to start with the strawberry star donut.
Okay, I'm just going to use my fingers and tear them apart because I don't want criticism from people that we eat donuts with a knife and fork, because I use a knife and fork in the past. With a big piece. Big piece. I got 2 points of the star, and Cooper got 3 points of the star. So
I could have cut it in equal amount.
very strawberry flavor. Very strawberry.
I like it.
It's so soft it melts in your mouth. You know, in Texas, everything has to be star-shaped or named after a star. So it's not a surprise that they had these star-shaped donuts. And what really matters to me isn't the shape, it's the flavor. And this is really kind of nice. What do you think?
I like it. 9 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah. It's not perfect.
Now, I bought this donut because it's blue. And you don't see many blue donuts. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know if it has a blue-related flavor like blueberry, or if this is just a little food coloring at work. But we're going to find out. I don't taste any blueberry thing. I think it's just a glazed donut with some icing that has a little blue food dye in it, don't you? Which is fine. You know, it's always great if there's kids in the house to do something a little bit fun. And they had these blue donuts. They had some green donuts, which I'm assuming is going to be the same thing. We got sprinkles on this just so it was a little bit different. As I mentioned, there wasn't a huge selection, so we couldn't try anything really unusual. They didn't have any red velvet. They just didn't really have much out of the ordinary. But again, out of the ordinary isn't necessarily important in donuts. I think what you need is high quality as opposed to a bunch of things that they don't necessarily do well. So let's go ahead. This was the most different donut they had, which was a fritter with chocolate on it. So we'll go ahead and give that a try.
It's hard.
It is. This is more of a cake donut, and it's kind of crispy around the outside, but it's soft in the middle. And I really like this. I've liked all the donuts we've tried so far from this store, but the little bit of crunch is nice. This almost is like a churro with chocolate on it, as opposed to a traditional donut. And I really like that little bit of crunch and bite that a cake donut has, opposed to a glazed donut. What do you think? Not a big fan? I think that was the best one, and you don't like it?
Not really.
Are you sure that you're related to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like chocolate with donut.
Try that one. Okay, here's the old standby. Here, take a bigger piece. I am having too many donuts because of this project. That was quick. What do you think?
I like it. I'm just saving it because I don't need a lot of donuts because we're eating so many today.
Okay. This donut is good. It doesn't have a really deep chocolate flavor. It doesn't have the semi-sweet effect. It's more of a milk chocolate, which is fine. Donut, again, is very tender and tastes like it's brand new and fresh. Well, apparently Babe the dog has decided to make an appearance because anywhere there's food, Babe the dog wants some. And I'm afraid, Babe, that you cannot have any donuts, so
Babe, up here.
so we will have to
give it
leave
a
you
treat.
disappointed about that. Okay, we have two left. You want the plain glazed, or would you like to try the green glaze with sprinkles?
Let's try the regular glaze so we can find differences.
What if that green donut, when you get to it, is actually broccoli flavored?
Disgusting. They only need this piece. Oh, I love it. I love it.
I knew you would as soon as I bit into it because it's super sugary. They don't fool around with their glaze on this glazed donut. And it really pretty much melts in your mouth. It's so soft.
It reminds me of Krispy Kreme.
It does. It tastes a lot like a Krispy Kreme donut. And I'm afraid if I ate too much of that donut or too many of those donuts, that I would have some sort of a sugar-based freak out. So we're going to take it easy with that one. But I think that's the kind of donut, if you're a 10-year-old kid, that you really gravitate towards.
I'm almost 12, so that doesn't count for me.
Yeah, but you're a little behind.
That's not fair. I'm gonna take a bite out of the middle because it's really different. Sorry.
Again, it's a glazed donut with a little food coloring in it. The donut is very tender and very, very sweet. The sprinkles give it a little bit of crunch, but I have to say that I'm not really a big fan of sprinkles in general. I'm a food purist. I like things for what they are and not for a lot of bells and whistles. It's not that the sprinkles offend me in any way or that they spoil the donut for me. I just sort of feel like sprinkles aren't necessary. And who wants to eat something that gives you the sensation that maybe it was dropped and has a little bit of dirt on it because there's some crunch where there shouldn't be crunch? So, yeah, I can take or leave the sprinkles. Anyway, these donuts in a wrap up here, these donuts were very, very sweet and they're very, very tender. They're very, very fresh. Some of the donuts weren't as flavorful as some of the places we've tried, but I think that all in all, they're very good. I would definitely give them a 3.5 or maybe even a 4 on the donut hole scale, with 1 being the poorest donut and 5 being the best. What do you think, Coop?
I would say 4.25.
Really?
Yeah.
It's Cooper's highest score so far, so that pretty much evens out. I think our standard score is usually about a 4, and our scale is a little bit flawed because, to be completely honest with you, I always leave a little room at the top for the perfect donut, and I never want to be too harsh because we don't really have any complaints. Donuts are a lot like pizza. There aren't really a lot of bad ones. When you have a really bad one, you know it, but it's very rare that you do. It's just all a little bit different. So again, Cooper gives it 4.25 stars, and I'll give it 3 3/4 stars. So we give it at a nice round 4, and we would definitely go back to donut choice if given the choice. Thanks for watching.